enough to join us here on the broadcast. Spina all over the ice as he usually is again here tonight, but obviously in a 4-1 loss, another frustrating game for this team. Here we are now halfway through the season, and four games in a row against the same two teams, and it looks like we've seen 4 different games over that stretch.
Yeah, they definitely came back after the first 2 games we played against them and showed us completely a different, game set and tempo and everything. And for some reason we struggled a little bit, and unfortunately we had 2 bad losses. But I'm confident with the team we have and the coaching staff we have that it'll be just a little bit of growing pains, and we'll get better from it.
Maybe the nicest thing about the whole thing is you get to play again tomorrow, get right back on the horse, and you get to see somebody else.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We're sick of playing them for now, and we want to move on to something else and to kind of put these 2 games out of our mind and clean the slate. And fortunately, we get a game tomorrow to come right back and hopefully take our anger out on somebody else.
Yeah, it seems like the feeling is mutual and that you guys are sick of seeing each other. You see them 4 times in a row. This is a team that is an expansion team with an Oilers affiliate that really hasn't been seen in the Western Conference. All of a sudden, the Rivermen have found a nice little rivalry here with a team in the middle of the season.
Absolutely. They're a gritty team, and we are too. So it was, from the first game down in Oklahoma, it was pretty pretty physical. A lot of hits, a lot of fights, and again, you see it tonight on the 4th game of the series against them. You'd expect it maybe to calm down a little bit, guys that tire out, but instead it picked up again. So it's nice to have those rivalries, but our only concern right now is staying at top of the division and to win every game. And we're pretty sour right now that we had the outcomes we did.
What was it like in the locker room after the game, obviously, and going through the game as well, trailing most of this time, trying to get back and get this one even?
Yeah, we have really high expectations as a team, and to end up the way the last 2 games did, to kind of leave our goalies out to dry. We have 2 of the best goalies in the league, if not the 2 best in the league, and we just didn't play the game that we're accustomed to playing, and you see what the result is. So our coaching staff came in and said some good things to kind of reiterate what's gotten us to where we're at, and we expect to come back tomorrow and to play a completely different game.
We're talking with Rivermen winger Dave Spina here. Last night, a rough night on the penalty kill. I know that's something that you guys take great pride in, and you're involved in letting up 4 goals tonight. A perfect 3 for 3 out there. Nice to bounce back and kind of put that one behind you.
Yeah, there were some small victories out there. I think we played a better tempo game tonight. The penalty kill was better, but at the end of the night we still lost. And when we cut the tape up and we look at it over the next day, actually tomorrow morning, to be honest, we'll try to nip everything in the bud that we've been doing wrong. So it's frustrating. It's like I said, there's small victories within this game, but right now our focus is just to get that win tomorrow.
Talk about the 3rd period. You guys came out of the locker room with a little bit of a different look. You're a guy that had been playing well with the line you're on, and the top line had been Mink, Hensig, and Nesbitt, and that's how it was. But you wind up playing with Hensig and Nesbitt there in the 3rd period. What were they trying to accomplish there by splitting that up?
Sometimes you just have to switch things up. I mean, any job out there in the world, sometimes a shake-up helps it run better. So that's what our coaches were trying to do, maybe reward some guys for playing well, and maybe just to try a different combination, because over the last 2 games it wasn't working well enough to put ourselves in a position to win. So I couldn't tell you what'll happen tomorrow night with lines or what we're leaning towards, but that's kind of why that stuff happens.
You mentioned rewarding players for playing well. I think one of the guys that we saw that in the 3rd period, Anthony Peluso, got a lot of ice time in the 3rd period, played a regular shift, got up on one of those top 6 forward roles as well. Just talking about his play, he seemed to develop it and kind of find a rhythm here lately.
Yeah, he's he's been one of those guys that's trying to find his game within the team's game, and it's good to see him the last couple of weeks starting to embrace his roles as a very strong presence on the ice, whether it's fighting or finishing hits. And if he can consistently do that, he has the skill for that type of player to be, a guy that can chip in points as well. So it was good to see him get rewarded. Hopefully that gives him some confidence and he can continue to help us and become more of a dominant player out there every game.
You mentioned that a lot of people don't get to see it during the game, but in practice, you guys got some great hands and one of the harder shots on the team as well.
Yeah, he's like Fulton Reed. If you give him 5 seconds, he might put it by anybody. But he's a guy that cares a lot about playing, and he works hard, and and it's good to see those guys get rewarded. It's the same thing when guys get called up. You know, you're proud of them, but you also don't want to be the guy that's on the other end of it going down the line. So it fires up a lot of guys and motivates a lot of people. So you know, it's good for him, and we're going to need him down the stretch to be that type of player.
We're with Dave Spina, and before I let you go, I know it's on a sour note that we reached the 40-game mark, but we're at the halfway point. This is quite a first half for this team here through the first 40 games.
Yeah, you know, like I said, small victories so far. We're definitely not satisfied with our play, and we know we can be better, and it's a good start, it is, but you know, we expect a lot. So I'm excited to see how the second half goes, and we're going to definitely make some changes that we have to make to be the best team we can every single night, and I think you'll see a better team in the second half than even the first half.
All right, Dave Spina. We appreciate you spending the time here tonight, and good luck tomorrow. As we wrap things up here, Peoria.